Welcome to ROC Showdowns. We take you back to ROC London 2015 at the semi-finals and final. Let's relive the moment that crowned the champion of champions.
Our semi-final draw, Sebastian Vettel versus Daivd Coulthard, Tom Kristensen versus Alex Buncombe.
Germany versus Scotland, Coulthard versus Vettel.
Now, as I guessed, they were giving Sebastian Vettel a different car which had stone cold everything to match Daivd Coulthard's car which had stone cold everything. No passengers, as you rightly pointed out, in either car, because giving Vettel the advantage of a hot car with at least moderate tyre temperatures against one that's just sat outside for the last hour for DC would not have been an even-handed battle. Understand it was a burnt-out clutch. Whether Coulthard burnt it out or whether it was on its way anyway is neither here nor there. They both have fit and healthy cars. The first of our semi-final encounters is underway. Sebastian Vettel versus Daivd Coulthard for a place in the final.
Coulthard was off that line like lightning. Vettel a little sluggish, but Coulthard will need all the help he can get if he's to beat Sebastian Vettel man to man in this battle. Let's see where they are after the first full lap.
So he's learned how to pronounce his name correctly. It's Vettel, not Vettel, like the mineral water. But can he outdrive the four-time world champion? Sebastian Vettel up by 4/10 and change in that first lap.
Squealy, squeal, squeal around the top half of this circuit as he comes back round.
And Daivd Coulthard needs an epic second lap to try and wrestle this first victory. And I don't think he's got enough. It looks to me like Vettel's got enough in hand unless he makes a mistake. A little bit of a slide, but not too much. He's going to be first to the line, not by much, but by enough. 1-0. Might as well lose by a second as by 100th. It still has the same effect. Daivd Coulthard trying to defend his title against a man who has never yet managed to win it. And in fact, he has never progressed past the semi-final stage. Sebastian Vettel, he's 1-0 up against DC as they head, perhaps, one of them will go through into the semis.
And it looks like Vettel is still ahead slightly. Difficult to tell as they come through the first half of the loop, but Vettel is putting the power down. He's sliding a lot, but it's a really nice fluid motion as he comes around, takes the long turn to the start-finish straight. Oh!
Coulthard with the advantage. Surely that was a fraction in front. It was 0.01. He must win. It must go 1-1 for DC to stand a chance of making the final for a second consecutive year. And was that a mistake by Vettel? In that tight right-hander on the inner loop, was that costing him more time than he can afford? We won't know until they get to the line again, but for my money, Coulthard has got this. This could go 1-1. DC out of his final corner, Vettel to the line. Coulthard's got it.
Yeah.
Coulthard's made it 1 each, and the crowd rise to their feet and respond. 1400ths of a second he beat him by. It's one race apiece, and now Vettel will come to the line in his favoured interior lane, but that didn't get him to the final in the Nations Cup. Will it get him to the final in the Race of Champions?
Right, lights are on. This is the decider.
Coulthard loses. He's jumped the start, and that is Vettel into the final. And that is a really horrible way for it all to end for DC, trying to defend his title. Unless Vettel crashes, and given a 5.5 second advantage, he's not going to crash.
How disappointing for it to come down to that, just when we thought that it was going to go right down to the wire between Coulthard and Vettel. Coulthard just slipping out there, so yeah, the jump start has been confirmed. So Vettel just needs to keep it shiny side up, and he will go through to his first Race of Champions final.
Coulthard brushes the wall as he allows it to straighten the car up, almost like the Exeter Casino Square in Monaco. Rattle it along the barriers rather than apply any lock. But Coulthard with a 5.5 second penalty to try and undo. Now somebody's got to throw the skin of Sebastian Vettel's banana out underneath his front wheels for him to lose this. And a place in the final. He's never progressed beyond the semis. this year he will. He's never gone away from a race of champions without a trophy, and now he's given himself another opportunity to do so.
Sebastian Vettel claims the first semi-final. Now it's time for our second semi-final, Tom Kristensen versus Alex Buncombe. Let's dive in.
Lights are going on. We are ready to race here at the Race of Champions.
Oh, and a bit of a transitory start from Al Buncombe. He went and it sort of did bite, so he immediately lost ground away from the line. It wasn't a jump start, but it was not fluid at all. But Kristensen went off like he'd been fired off the deck of an aircraft carrier. Buncombe are going away from us, Kristensen coming towards us, so it's Al Buncombe with the greater amount of orange on the top of his Radical SR3.
And Buncombe taking it around, so this is where we get a first gauge of the split time after one full lap in this pursuit-style race.
Kristensen, a better part of a second in front, 4 tenths nearly. So, looked a bigger margin.
Yeah, Buncombe with work to do now after that start, which just gave away a little bit of the momentum to Kristensen.
Start was clean, it just wasn't fast. It stuttered after the lights changed. And if you're not going forward, you're going backwards in this sport. Kristensen with the lead at the line. And now, as they come again, Kristensen has extended that lead a fraction. He wins Heat 1. And that means that Buncombe must win the next 2 to go into the final.
That Radical underneath him, remember, Buncombe in the more orange at the 2 cars on the inside line.
Kristensen with a full face helmet for the first time. I don't think we've seen that so far this weekend. Launches very quickly indeed. On the outside lane, you sweep around the first 2 left-handers at speed. And then into the tight right as you get back to the line. There's Kristensen, Al Buncombe on the outside lane now, but his lap finishes when he returns to the inside starting position.
Buncombe taking a fair bit of curb as he was coming around on the internal line, and you can see they just raced to the line. This is the first time, and Kristensen has the lead. The advantage is still with the Danishman, so let's see what they can do in the second part of this.
3 tenths of a second nearly in favour of Tom Kristensen, and you sense that this is not going to go to a decider unless Buncombe produces some real magic. And Kristensen looks to have it under control. It was a mistake by Vettel that allowed Coulthard to even the first semi-final back up, but I think Kristensen is going to nail this. 2-0, he comes to the line, just ahead of Al Buncombe, but enough to go through. So the Dane goes through with a 2-0 victory over Alex Buncombe. There are no British drivers in the final. It will be Vettel versus Kristensen.
Kristensen takes semi-final 2. Now it's time for the final. 4-time Formula 1 champion Sebastian Vettel against 9-time Le Mans winner Tom Kristensen.
Here we go for the final of the Race of Champions, a best of 3. Sebastian Vettel closest to the wall and closest to the camera. Tom Kristensen, 2 absolute legends of their particular disciplines, a 9-time Le Mans winner and a 4-time Formula 1 world champion.
They are gunning for it here. Remember, they will need to do another evolution of this circuit before we know who is in the lead, who's got the edge over this. Vettel is really desperate for his first Champion of Champions title. Kristensen also wants it though. So where are we? As they come round to cross the line for the first time.
Oh, Vettel's got a narrow lead, maybe 2 tenths, maybe a little under. Kristensen needs to find a bit more pace. And this is what, big slide from Vettel. Mistake on the second lap, and that might just allow Kristensen back in. Vettel's had a couple of those where the car has just drifted a little wider than he wanted. Looking at him now, halfway round the second lap.
So they come towards that final long turn. The advantage is too tight to call. Who's going to get this? It looks like it's Vettel.
Vettel has got it. He didn't give enough away. It's again about 3 tenths, half a second, in fact, the margin of victory. So 1-0 to Sebastian Vettel. This is must win now for Kristensen to become the champion of champions. He has to beat Vettel 2 straight races on a track of questionable grip levels. There is the young German, and opposite him the Dane on the far side. Away they go. Good launch by both men. That looked a very reassured getaway from Vettel.
Oh, we have a problem for Kristensen, though. It looks like he's in real trouble there.
And Vettel will be the champion, surely. Kristensen hit the barriers. It doesn't cause him a time penalty in addition to the time he's lost on the track yet, but he has lost enough time, surely, that only a crash for Sebastian Vettel can change the destiny of this final.
The point while that happens, Kristensen wasn't actually on the slippy part of the track, so that was just a fall that happened, and he will pick up a penalty, I believe, for that, a yellow card.
He's got
just a yellow card, no penalty.
So it's a warning, but it's the time that he's lost that is going to be the killer. Sebastian Vettel was comfortably in front at the line. Kristensen with a yellow card for exceeding track limits or hitting the barriers. And it may well be that he just picked up some dirt on the tyres long before where it went off.
So Sebastian Vettel rounds the final part of this circuit as he makes his way towards the start-finish line for what could be a historical moment.
Checkered flag is out. It is victory for Sebastian Vettel. He has never left the Race of Champions without a big trophy. This year he has not won the Nations Cup. This year, he is the champion of champions. 2-0 victory in the final over Tom Kristensen. So Germany, for the first time ever, have a winner in the individual race in Race of Champions. Kristensen is first to the donuts, and Vettel waits his turn to celebrate as well.
Let's hope that their passengers don't feel slightly nauseous at this moment in time, but Sebastian Vettel will be delighted with that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it took a while. I've tried many times, but very happy, very happy. Long wait, which is not easy to stay focused. I know it's a lot of fun, but obviously in the moment and when you're in the final, you want to win. So I'm very pleased. Thanks for everyone for coming tonight. I think it's very cold, but it's a great atmosphere. Thank you very much.